Hello my YouTube friends, Democles Rocha here with you, and today we learn a little bit more about square roots. What is the square root of 1156? If you support this initiative, please give us a thumbs up, and if you want to get to know about our new videos, subscribe to this channel and hit the notifications bell. Let's get started. How can we find the square root of 1156? Don't you know? Well, all you have to do is, you just have to find a positive number that multiplied by itself would give you exactly 1156. But mister, I don't know that number. What positive number can I multiply by itself in order to find 1156? I don't know. Well, I'm here to help you. We can do some testing. For instance, you might not know what positive number you have to multiply by itself to find 1156, but you know by heart that 10 times 10 gives you 100. Am I right? Yeah, I knew that. So, you will agree with me that 10 is not big enough. 10 times 10 gives us only 100, and we are looking for a positive number that multiplied by itself will give us 1156. So the number we are looking for is a lot greater than 10. We can keep on testing. What is 20 times 20? Since 2 times 2 equals 4, the result of 20 times 20 will be the 4 followed by 2 zeros. You can say that 20 times 20 equals 400, but that is still far from 1156. And what is 30 times 30? Since 3 times 3 equals 9, all we have to do is write 9 here and then 2 zeros. We can say that 30 times 30 equals 900, and we are getting pretty close to 1156. Let's see what is the result of 40 times 40. Since 4 times 4 equals 16, I just write the 2 zeros that I have here after 16. So now I can say that 40 times 40 equals 1600, and that is more than 1156. What does it mean? It means that the number we are looking for is more than 30, since 30 times 30 gives us only 900, and it is less than 40, since 40 times 40 equals 1600. So what might that number be? We know for sure that that is a number between 30 and 40. Now think with me. 1156 is closer to 900 than to 1600. Actually, from 900 to get to 1156, you need to add 256 units. But from 1156 to get to 1600, you need more than 400 units. So we can say that 1156 is closer to 900 than it is to 1600. And that means that the number we are looking for is closer to 30 than it is to 40. So we might want to test now 31, 32, 33, and 34. But among these numbers, which one should we try first? To answer that, we take a look at the final digit, the units digit here. It is 6. And how is that going to help us? Well, we think about it like this. If the number we are looking for is a whole number, it will probably be 34. How do I know that? Since 4 times 4 equals 16 that ends with 6, I can tell you that 34 times 34 will also end with 6. And that doesn't happen with the other numbers that we have here. So, if the square root of 1156 is a whole number, it is probably 34. And how can we check? Well, we multiply 34 times 34. Let's do it. Let me put this here, and now we are going to check. Let's multiply 34 times 34 and see if the result is 1156. 4 times 4 equals 16. I write the 6 from 16 here, and the 1 goes up here. 4 times 3 equals 12. 12 plus 1, 13, and I write it here. Okay, 3 times 4 equals 12. I write the 2 from 12 here at the bottom of this column, and the 1 goes up here. 3 times 3 equals 9. 9 plus 1 equals 10. And I write it here. Great. Now we add. In this column, we only have 6. Here we have 3 plus 2, 5. 1 plus 0, 1. And here we only have 1. Oh, that's so cool! 34 times 34 is really 1156. Yes, it's nice. And because of that, we can now say that the positive number that multiplied by itself give us 1156, well, that number is 34. And that means that the square root of 1156 is 34. Well, mister, so what you're saying is that in order to find a square root, all I need to do is find a positive number that multiplied by itself will give me that number there. Exactly. I think I got it. But how can I use it? How is that useful? That's a great question. For instance, pretend that the area of a square is 1156 square meters. Because the square root of 1156 is 34, we can say for sure that the length of each side of that square is 34 meters. Exactly. If you know the area of a square, all you need to do is to find the square root in order to be able to tell the length of each side of the square. Since the square root of 1156 is 34, we can say that in a square that has an area of 1156 square meters, each side length is 34 meters. That happens because a square is a special kind of rectangle, and the area of a rectangle is base times height. In the square case, base and height have the same length. So, if you know the area and you want to know the side length, you have to find a number that multiplied by itself will give you that number there. And that is why we call all this finding the square root. Isn't it interesting? Well, I think it is. If this video was helpful to you, leave a comment with a smiley face. I will be happy to see it. And if you really got it and you want to keep practicing, find the square root of 1444. If you manage to find the result, put that result in a comment. I will be happy to read it. That's it for today. Have a nice day. Bye!